This is Nikolai Yezhov, one of the best-known examples of the Soviet press making someone who had fallen out of favor disappear. Yezhov was a secret police official who oversaw purges of Joseph Stalin's enemies during the late 1930s. For a while, Yezhov interrogated, falsely accused, and ordered the execution of thousands of Communist Party officials. In 1938, however, Yezhov fell from Stalin's favor after being usurped by one of his own deputies. He was denounced, secretly arrested, tried in a secret court, and executed. Stalin's censors then removed Yezhov from the photographic record, including removing him from this photograph where he is standing smiling with his former boss next to the Moscow Canal. This is Stanislav Petrov, the man who saved the world from nuclear war. On September 26, 1983, Petrov was on duty when the Soviet missile defense computers detected 5 incoming missiles from the United States. He was convinced this was a computer error, as a preemptive strike by the US would likely involve hundreds of missiles in order to prevent a Soviet counterattack. Although the protocol was to immediately launch a counterattack, Petrov did nothing. The system had been unreliable in the past, and he was vindicated when no missiles struck. Although Petrov was initially praised by his superiors, he received no award. In the eyes of the Soviets, this would have highlighted the bugs in the system and caused severe embarrassment. Instead, he was reassigned to a less sensitive post, took early retirement, then suffered a nervous breakdown. This is Laika, the first animal to be sent into Earth's orbit. During the 1950s and 60s, the Soviet space program used dogs to determine whether human spaceflight was feasible. Stray dogs were chosen, as scientists felt they would be better suited to handle the stress of confinement rather than domesticated dogs. Most survived. The few that died were lost mostly through technical failures. A notable exception is Laika, whose death aboard Sputnik 2 in November 1957 was expected from the outset. Although she went on to orbit the Earth, Laika died within hours from stress and overheating. This is a Soviet Union passport. While foreign intelligence agencies had no problem forging the documents, an authentic Soviet passport had one feature that instantly betrayed a forgery. The Soviets cut costs by using lower quality staples that were prone to rusting, and over time left a red mark on the paper. During the Cold War, forged passports produced by US intelligence used stainless steel staples that didn't rust. Soviet authorities could then easily identify a forgery by looking at the bindings. According to one former KGB official, hundreds of American agents were caught because their phony passports had the wrong staple. This is Heinz Meixner. In 1963, at the height of the Cold War, he planned a daring escape from East to West Berlin, all in the name of love. While working in the Communist East, Heinz had met and fallen in love with Margaret Thurau, and they decided to defect, along with Margaret's mother, to Heinz's native Austria. The audacious plan was to drive underneath a security barrier in one of the many checkpoints along the Berlin Wall. Heinz selected Checkpoint Charlie, and after carefully selecting a car that could fit underneath the 37.5-inch gap to the pavement, the decision was made. Shortly after midnight on Sunday, May 5th, 1963, Heinz drove to the first barricade on the East Berlin side of the checkpoint. After displaying his passport, he gunned the accelerator, ducked his head, and drove to freedom.